Thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We're going to be doing an awkward elevator silence epiphany reading. So in these readings, we are going to visualize a person or individual that you would be in an elevator with, having a moment of maybe awkward silence. And then we're going to take a look at the types of clarity or epiphanies that you might receive in that moment about that person, and maybe what they may be realizing about you as well. So in each reading, you will have the opportunity to pick the elevator going up or the elevator going down. If you like, you can watch both. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, or any other types of houses or planets that you would be interested in seeing if it resonates for you. All right, let's get started. Aries. So the epiphany that you're having during your awkward elevator silence with the person that's sharing your space is almost like you're having an epiphany that this person had an epiphany and received some clarity that allowed them to create the type of life that they wanted to live. And this person is very fulfilled and very happy. I certainly don't feel like this person has like the most perfect life and they don't have any problems and everything just goes their way. But I feel like you're recognizing that the reason that this person is sitting in this type of 10 of Cups energy is because they allowed divine timing to take place and to gradually move them into the space that reflected what they most desired, what they most wanted, in order to really feel as if they were abundant and happy and healthy and loved and secure and prosperous. So I feel like there may have been a time where this person was not in this energy, and maybe their peers or people that were in their surrounding energy were passing them by, and it seemed as if they were in lack. But I feel like you're recognizing that this person always seemed to have had this sense of knowing or this sense of clarity about the fact that, you know, all birds have feathers and they are able to, well, most birds have feathers. They're able to fly. And even though they might look different, they might be different shapes, sizes, have different colors, all that, they're flying, you know? And even if they're not able to fly, they have other attributes to them that allow them to thrive in the environment that they're in. And you're recognizing that this person is suited to what it is that they are doing and how they're living, because they allowed their wings to unfold naturally, and they were able to kind of, I feel like, also like weather the storms that kind of came against the progress that they were trying to make, so that they could come into this energy and sustain it. All right, so this is a person that really is not time conscious of that. So I'm also picking up birds of a feather flock together. So I feel like you're also recognizing that another key to this person's success was that they really tried to vibe their tribe and find the people that were going to support them, that were on a similar path as they were, and that were going to uplift and edify them as they were on their journey. And because they did that, they were able to feel as if they were on the right track, even when circumstances around them may not have really supported that. So I feel like you see this person as not only being able to create the type of success that they want in their life, but really being in a space where they could teach other people to do this, you know, teach them how to use their own inner wisdom to guide them on a path that allows their inner child to be expressed in a way that helps them to create the same type of reality for themselves. So the affirmation that you have that you wish that this person would know is, I will guide. All right, so let's read what the affirmation says for that. It says, walking in faith, I shine my light and guide those who follow me with tenderness and support. So this really ties into the idea that you feel like this person could be some type of teacher or guide, or maybe even a lifestyle coach. It could be that this person is already kind of moving in that direction, or maybe they've kind of flirted with the idea. I'm picking up this person is probably super humble and they wouldn't want to put themselves out there like that because, they are so busy making their own life come together that they may not even view themselves as being really able to get on a platform like that and kind of tell other people what to do. But you're seeing this person as having really figured out how to dig within the core of themselves, as opposed to giving them like a template or a framework from which to everybody can do the same thing and get the same thing. You really feel like this person's strength would be in showing people the power of waiting for divine timing, coming into alignment with what it is that most resonates with you in order to shift yourself into a space that is going to make you happy and make you feel fulfilled. All right, so let's take a look at the epiphany that this person may be having about you. So, the epiphany that your person is having during this awkward elevator silence is that you may be feeling a little angry and resentful about some connections that you made with people who really were not a part of the kind of tribe that you would usually connect yourself with. I feel like you felt passionate and you were taking action to either make something happen, and you were working with people that typically you might not, because they don't have maybe the same skill set that you have, or they may not be as knowledgeable and maybe wouldn't be able to contribute as much. But because you were so passionate about it and you believed in your ability to kind of bring it all together, you went forward with it, and you were kind of let down a lot. Because you may have misjudged. I feel like this person is seeing you as misjudging what the outcome would have been. If this was a relationship, this is this person seeing you as making a decision to date somebody that is kind of outside of the person that you're typically attracted to, or a person that you would be more equally yoked with, for lack of a better phrase, and kind of coming out with the short end of the stick and being upset about the fact that it went a certain way, and then maybe even not mincing words about it, maybe on the back end of this falling through, whether it was work related, project related, or relationship based, feeling very, negative and speaking it out and telling people about it, to where it comes across almost as like gossipy and like slander, and like you're kind of really downing the individuals that you were engaged with for all of the vices and faults that they had. But I feel like this person is seeing you as kind of coming to a crossroads where you're being asked to really ask yourself what it is that you need to do in order to succeed, because you are destined to succeed, but you have to make decisions to align yourself with people that are in the same vibration of what it is that you're trying to do. So it's almost like if you want to, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, then you would probably go buy or make sure that you have peanut butter and jelly. But if all you have is some syrup and butter, it's not going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich if you take those two items and try to put that on bread. You can do it, but it's not going to taste the same. It's not going to have the same effect. And, it kind of, usually we would be able to see, okay, I made a decision to work with materials or use resources that don't actually align with what it is that I'm trying to do. And this person is recognizing that you're at a fork in the road with this, and that you're realizing this. It was probably brought to their attention because you were kind of in this Queen of Wands in reverse energy. And so you may have said it. So they probably heard either by word of mouth or directly from you if you were, taking some time to kind of rant about it to them. And they just see you as being a person who has so much potential and so much ability, and you just need to be able to make a decision to connect with people and situations that are going to most nurture that ability to bring that to fruition. So the affirmation that this person has that they would like for you to know is, I am royalty. So it says, I watch the dawn with wild awe, resting in the truth that this was created for me to dwell in, to care for, and to rule over. I am a royal heir to the king and to his kingdom. So that really, really wraps up what it is that we were kind of expressing with this reading. That, you were in this Queen of Wands in reverse, but you started off upright, which means that you were taking action. You were sitting on your throne. You had a passionate ideal that you were going after, and you were taking action to do it. And not only that, but you were listening to your intuition and digging deep and really showing up in a soulful way in doing that, taking this passionate action. But because you may not have connected with the right people, meaning, and this is not to down people or say that there are people that are better than others, or, these people are beneath, so on and so forth. But it's more to point out that we all have our own kingdoms, and we are all the king, queens of whatever kingdom that is. So if you are sitting on a throne and you have a certain direction that you want your kingdom to go into, then it's probably not in your best interest to align yourself with other king and queens who have kingdoms, who are going on totally different paths or have a totally different environment or totally different agenda than what it is that you do in the long run. And so I feel like part of being someone who is in royalty, who's sitting on a throne, is being able to respect all of the people either in your kingdom or other kingdoms. It's an important part of diplomacy, respecting them while also recognizing who you are and making sure that you have the proper boundaries and the proper parameters for protecting what it is that you've created. All right, so that's what I have for the sign of Aries for those who have picked the elevator going up. If you'd like, you could check out the video for the Aries elevator going down. If this is your last video, perhaps I'll see you on another. If not, then I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye. So Aries, if you pick the elevator going down, then the epiphany that you are having about the person with whom you are experiencing this awkward elevator silence is that this person has really kind of withdrawn to themselves and really gone within to connect with a higher source or a higher power. So I feel like this person may have experienced some sort of loss. This could be a relationship or a job. And this person had to let go of this, and it kind of triggered this transformative process for them to where, if they were formerly surrounded by a lot of people or kind of like a bustling situation, they have almost by necessity become forced to go within and really look at what their beliefs are and how they view themselves in relationship to whatever higher power it is that they resonate with, to get an understanding of how that is impacting the type of life that they're leading and the kind of people that they're calling into them or the type of environments that they're drawn to. All right. So you're seeing this person as really trying to take control of their life and getting away from the tendency to point a finger at other people or look externally to see how the actions of another person may have impacted them and caused them to go into some sort of spiral that may have led to their downfall, and really kind of go through with a fine-tooth comb the subconscious things that they're holding on to that would cause them to even be in those types of situations or to even resonate at all with the frequency of these things that ultimately end up coming down almost with like a tower energy and then having to be rebuilt later. So I feel like you see this person doing this because they want to take authority in their own life and also find better ways to interact with people that may not be in alignment with them so that they can kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of quarantine out those different energies and then find themselves only really working with, on a close personal level, those that are going to bring them life, that are going to expand and cause them to feel abundant in their lives. So I'm also picking up that, this person you may see them as being prone to holding on to resentments, and those resentments becoming almost like a spider web in their mind that makes them kind of cycle around and around the same thing over and over again. And then they end up looking like they keep going into the same situations over and over again, almost like repeating cycles so that they can learn what not to do and get some type of understanding about themselves. That's what I'm seeing. And I feel like this person is not doing this because of like a character flaw. I really feel like it's coming from a sense of like needing to have, prior to this, needing to have people in their lives almost in like a codependent way because of a lack of support and nurture that person may have experienced otherwise. And so that was some of the reason why they were not really in tune with themselves enough to be able to recognize these patterns that they were in. And so that's the reason why they're kind of going with it now. So the affirmation that you have for them, it sounds counterintuitive, but when I read it, you will see why. The affirmation is, I feel alone. So you want this person to kind of open up to this energy. So it says, in this lonely moment, I am keeping my head raised and my eyes on the horizon. I know this time will pass and the sun will rise again in the morning with a new day. So I feel like this is not you saying that you want this person to be lonely and isolated, but you're saying that you want this person to feel the freedom and liberation of being able to be alone with their own thoughts so that they can clarify and heal and move forward in a much more balanced way. And as they're doing this, you would like for this person to have a sense of positivity and renewal coming on the horizon. So the sun may have gone down on one thing, but it's coming up again. And when it does, it's bringing this renewed hope and faith and so on, that things will be better on this next day. All right. So that's what I have for this portion of the reading. Let's take a look at what this person may be coming to an epiphany about concerning you. So, Aries, the person who is having an epiphany about you during their awkward elevator silence is seeing you as a person who is taking your time and not moving forward with something in a certain situation or along your journey. You're kind of at a standstill. You're not taking an action to move in a certain direction. And they're realizing that while on the surface, it might just seem as if you're stagnant and you're not moving forward because you don't know where to go or because there's something holding you back, they're realizing that the reason you're doing this is because you were keenly aware of the fact that nothing was really guaranteed for you in your environment and in a larger whole, that you were picking that up. And so because of that, you were really just allowing time and the divine timing and flow of things to kind of guide the direction in which you were going. And so when you were at a standstill, they recognized that this was happening because you were not trying to go forward onto like crossing a bridge or going onto a road that wasn't steady and that you weren't sure could hold up your vehicle, whatever that is that you're traveling in. You were aware of that. And so instead of trying to be at the head of your own vehicle and make it go in the direction that you wanted, you were allowing spirit and an order of things that was above you to kind of determine the direction that you were going in. And in the moment, you weren't going in a certain direction. They see you as a person who just wasn't really that worried about it. Like you were kind of at peace with it. I feel like other people may have been looking around and maybe whispering and concerned about why it was that you were just kind of looking out into the nothingness and not really taking any moves or making moves. I feel like they may have been trying to send you messages or communicate to you that they felt like you should move forward or take a certain type of action. They may have even wondered why it was that you weren't picking up that energy of forward movement, go, 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 do, 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 achieve, 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 attain, 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 prove, 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 validate, 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 all of that. And they didn't understand what was going on. And there was probably some concern that there may have been, something wrong with you. But I feel like this person is recognizing that you were just at peace. Like you weren't going to worry about it. You were going to find your joy in where it was that you were at. And so sometimes you're moving and you're traveling and going in a direction. Sometimes you have to take a pit stop and take a break. And, while you're doing that, you might as well take a look at the landmarks and the, little sightseeing places that you can see so that you can make the most of your journey. I think this person is recognizing that you've kind of mastered in your situation the art of recognizing when to go and when to stop, when to move and when to rest, and that it was actually working for you, and that the reason that you're able to do this is because you were aligning yourself with energies that would propel you at the right time in the right place, as well as protect you from danger seen and unseen that you can't see. So you may not know that there's potholes down the road and it's going to be dark and you're not going to see them. And as soon as you hit that pothole, your tire is going to be out. And now you're sitting there on the side of the road with your tire out in the dark, needing help, and nobody can come help you. But because you moved your car over to the side of the road and you're enjoying the daytime, you're doing it in a state that's not under duress, not in a state of anxiety, and from a state of lack. You're doing it from a state of, I sat myself down so that the universe wouldn't have to sit me down for me. So this person, I feel like what they want for you is for you to recognize that you are a warrior. They want you to feel like a warrior, because with this energy before, I'm feeling like you may have not felt that way, or you may have had a lot of people in your environment that were, speaking of you or perceiving you as being differently. I pick up that like you may not have cared really anyway, because you were so in tune with what it was that you needed to do that you weren't going to let that impact you. But this person wants you to know that they see you as being a warrior, and they want you to kind of feel that energy as well. This is a person, this is like a peaceful warrior, someone who knows how to go into situations and handle them even when there's negativity and harshness around you. And so, maybe some of the energy that you had before was kind of hostile energies of people kind of being aggressively vocal about what it was that they perceived you as doing or not doing. So let's see what the affirmation reads for this. I take up my arrow, shielded to protect my heart, protecting my mind and my soul from the enemies surrounding me. I will not fear, as I was born equipped for this battle. I will be victorious. The spirit within me guides my feet. I am a soldier. So yes, I feel like that really sums up a lot of what we were saying concerning the idea that you're not just a warrior that's going to jump in your chariot and just go into battle. Like, you're a warrior who is aware of the correct timing, and you're not going to go until spirit tells you to go. And when you do that, you're almost assured of a victory, because things will be lined up for you in such a way that you can attain that, and it would be favorable to you. So, all right, Aries, that's what I have for your reading. For those of you who picked the elevator going down, if this is your last video, then I may hopefully see you sometime in the future. If not, then I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.